So, you're planning a visit or planning to move to Mexico. How awesome! In my last video, I told you about 10 things that we loved about living in Mexico for 6 months. I'll put a link to that video at the end of the video and in the description below. However, I don't want you to think that we saw the world through rose-colored glasses. There are things that we don't love about Mexico, and also some things that take some adjusting to if you're planning to stay for a longer term. That's what we're going to address today in this video. So come on, let's get started. Hi, I'm Shelly. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. What are we doing today? I'm a snowbird, and I spend 6 months in Puerto Morelos, Mexico, and 6 months here in Canada. My mission is to help you if you're planning on visiting or moving to Mexico by providing you with some real-life experiences. And that's going to help you in your transition to Mexico life. And please feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Also, let me know if there's anything that I might have missed in adjustments that you need to make if you are making the transition to Mexico. So let's go. Number one of things we don't love about Mexico is internet speed. And this is a bone of contention for many people visiting Mexico. Unless you're in a large city with up-to-date internet services, chances are you're going to struggle with internet speeds or intermittent service, either or. Many people who locate to Mexico are looking to also work there remotely and will rely on internet service. My advice to you would be to join local Facebook groups for where you're thinking of locating to and ask the question. Ask about the neighborhoods you're looking at. What is the internet? Get real answers from real people that are there. We live in Villas La Playa in La Colonia in Puerto Morelos, Mexico. Now, most of the time our internet it's okay, but there were times when it would drop and it would buffer and the speeds would be, leave a lot to be desired. We did have trouble doing FaceTime type calls back home from Mexico due to the internet issues. So if the internet is something that you really depend on, if it's so really super important to you, then make sure you do your homework. Number two, it's noisy. This is Mexico, and there are a variety of sounds that you're going to hear that you will probably not be used to. Barking dogs, howling cats, they're the norm. Music blaring really loud all hours of the day and night can often be heard. Bells ringing, megaphones blaring, speakers blaring, or loud music will signify somebody is selling something on your street. And be advised that there doesn't seem to be any noise bylaws, and also nobody asks anybody else to keep it down. It's a live and let live society in many ways. We honestly did adjust to all of this eventually, given time. And it was cause for us to laugh many times because it was just so strange to us. If you're a light sleeper or noise bothers you, would probably be a really good idea to bring earplugs with you. What a really awesome thing about noise in Mexico, though, is they're not laying on their horns like they do in a lot of countries. Yay for small miracles. Number three is availability of things. Some things are just not available in Mexico. You know how sometimes you have your favorite things that you love, food or things that bring you comfort in your home country? Well, they might not be available in Mexico, or they're not the same. Don't get me wrong, the differences in culture and food is why we travel to different countries. But just be aware that some things may not be available, or they may be available, but at a very inflated price. An example, just for discussion purposes, is being Canadian, we love gravy. Think poutine. It just isn't a thing here, and we do miss it. Also, licorice isn't available here, as well as some of our other favorite snacks. It took me 3 months before I found a butter that was comparable to what we get at home. All that being said, though, there are so many things that are available in Mexico that aren't available at home. So there is that. 4 is pet culture. Pets here are often not treated the same as they are at home. People don't spay and neuter as much, and so therefore there are a lot of strays. Pets are often used as guards, so they will spend long periods of time tied up in their owner's yard. And people really also don't really pick up the poo, so watch your step. Please don't try to impose your beliefs on the country you are visiting. We have to take the good with the bad and realize sometimes things are just different. If the animal culture here really bothers you, there are numerous volunteer opportunities that you can take to help. Spay and neuter clinics always need volunteers, and fundraising is always being done to help with vet bills and with feeding strategies to help the street animals. And rescues are always an option too. Be a part of the solution rather than just coming and criticizing the way things are done. Okay, off my soapbox. Number 5, it's hot. Well, this is not really an issue for us. It's one of the reasons we came here. For some people, the heat and the humidity really is bothersome. We were lucky that we had a pool in our backyard, so we just spent our afternoons back there floating around in the pool. For walking with Penny, we would just go earlier in the day, and we would have to limit our walks to maybe 15-20 minutes. Now, we left Mexico in April, and honestly, it was starting to heat up pretty good down there then. My understanding is that the summers here are extremely hot, so bear that in mind if you're planning on spending some time there. Number 6, language struggles. We're currently learning to speak Spanish, which is the official language of Mexico. It's a work in progress, and sometimes we struggle. This is no fault of Mexico at all. This is on us to learn the language of the country we are visiting. If you're visiting in the tourist areas, chances are that your server will be bilingual and will be able to serve you in English. Any attempt by you to speak Spanish is greatly appreciated and will oftentimes bring a smile that you're making an effort to speak their language. We're learning, but honestly, at our age, it's a struggle. It's difficult to learn a new language. We are persevering, however, and the immersion really helps. We get a little better every week. If you're finding this video helpful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more firsthand experience and tips. 7. Creepy crawlies. The bugs and the critters here are different than what we have at home. For example, the cockroaches are humongous. And although they're part of any southern destination, they still throw me off when they skitter across the floor. There's talk of tarantulas and scorpions here as well, but honestly, we've never seen either or. Just lucky, I guess. Penny chases geckos instead of chipmunks there, and honestly, she's no better at catching them there than she is back home. So don't worry. Mosquitoes are prevalent here, just like at home. They are heavy at dusk and dawn. Fire ants? Well, I had some close encounters with these that I still have scars and PTSD from. I was attacked by hundreds when I first got here, before I knew about their bites. Ow! Number 8, Mexico Time. Anybody who's traveled here knows that about this, and really, it's true. If someone says they're going to be there at such and such a time, expect them to be at least an hour later, maybe more, maybe tomorrow, mañana. I think that sometimes people here just spread themselves a little too thin, and there's just too much to do and not enough time. Also, the culture is a lot more laid back, and in the afternoons, it's really hot. So things can slow down or close down during those periods of time, and that contributes to wait times. So you need to bring your patience when you come here. Often our home countries are go, go, go. And to be honest, it's kind of nice to slow down and take your time in Mexico. Make sure you stay till the end of the video because I'm going to give you a bonus, number 11, things we don't particularly love about Mexico. Moving forward, number 9, infrastructure. Sometimes in Mexico, you'll be shocked to see the garbage in the streets, the potholes in the sidewalks, the unsafe vehicles on the road, or the sketchy electrical knots. In this culture of live and let live, sometimes people don't follow the rules, or sometimes the rules are not enforced. With respect to public safety issues, you really need to watch where you're walking here because it's really easy to step into a pothole and break an ankle. Look at your flights on the way home. There's usually at least one person sporting a cast. Sometimes locals and tourist groups will organize trash pickups or beach cleanups, and this is a real opportunity for you to give something back to the paradise that you're visiting. Try not to judge, just accept that things can be different here. Number 10, inconsistent hours. Sometimes restaurants and shops just don't have consistent hours. You have to remember that often small establishments are run by families. Sometimes things happen that you just can't open today. Their hours revolve around whatever is happening in their lives. And some restaurants are only open for certain meals. They're larger retails, and in tourist areas, the hours are pretty consistent. But just keep an open mind that sometimes things will not be open when it seems quite obviously that they should be. If you haven't seen my last video on the 10 things we love about Mexico, please click the link at the end of this video or in the description below. In my opinion, the things we love far outweigh the things we don't love about Mexico, and we plan to keep coming back for as long as we can. Okay, now for number 11, bonus things we do not love about Mexico is the bad rap that the media gives to Mexico, thus promoting a fear of coming here. Any violence or attacks here are blazed across mainstream media, and it creates fear for many people against Mexico. However, if you look at any comparable city in the country where you live, violent attacks take place every day, and nobody reports on them. My closing message for this video is please don't be afraid of Mexico. Although there are things that are much different than your own country, there are so many things that are awesome and amazing and beautiful. And of course, the people. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.